Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your Magic and Miracles reading with who? Me, Melissa Joy and a Big Papa. Maybe you have been around long enough to know who he is. He is the Time Master. He's Big Daddy Saturn. He is coming on in here to liberate us and set us free. If that sounds good to you, stick on around and find out, because it is a great giveaway. And he's like, what? The giveaway? Not that kind. It's an exchange. He is asking us to give up the old. It's specific for each sign and what is coming in to replace it, okay? And now there will be no hurt. There's not going to be the vacuum, the void, the hating, and the waiting. I think that has already occurred. But what is interesting here is he already spilled out some runes for you, and he said, I already spelled it out for you, Taurus. Because what I'm wanting to bring in is the sunshine. All right, let me see what your word was. In meditation, he was talking about engine overload. And I'm like, yeah, okay. It took no time getting that out of his mouth, but he's talking about happiness is on its way to you. But the thing is to needing you to give up your expectations about how it is going to occur, because it will occur along the way. Ask me how I know. All right, these connections that are being formed because spirit, heaven, spirit realm, guides, all of that, however you want to say it, is bringing its own equipment. It's kind of like when people want to come to your house to throw you a party, but they need your house. And they're like, no, don't worry about a thing. We have everything taken care of. And you're like, are you sure? That's really odd. And they're like, no, you're allowing us to use your house. Now we want to bring out the goodies, bring in the food, the cake, the sparklers, the spanglers, the whatever, all the stuff that is regenerating and brings the sunshine in. So that lets me know you might have gone through a Job moment. Incredibly difficult, but what your heart and your prayers and your mindset and your way of living has blessed the world in a way you didn't even know, just by example. And so now they said it's time for you to sample the goods. They're going to bring in some goods to you. So let's get a little bit up in here. Your hands are already reaching for the big magic deck. But I love that your personal happiness is coming on in. Protection and deer, I see right here. Anything else? Nah, we're gonna wait a moment on that. I see what you're doing. So creative power, wanting some creative power, and it's massive, the ideas that you have that you're trying to bring on in with you, and you're like, so some of what's coming in, your sunshine friend is Jupiter. What does Jupiter mean to you? It means favor. Are you used to being favored? Being shown favor, privilege, honor? It would almost be like employee of the month, and you get the front parking space and you don't even work there. You're like, I just grocery shop here. They're like, we know, we're saving the space for you. We love you so much. We're so happy to have you grace us with your presence. And you're like, well, I mean, I feel that way about everybody else where I go. I don't know how I feel about it being my turn. Well, I do see. Look at that. This is how you feel. It feels a little awkward. It's kind of like dogs. Sometimes it's not when they're always angry or mad. If they're in an unknown environment, or maybe they hear a strange sound or other animals are around, they'll put their hackles up like that. It's an extra sensory perception coming on in to get more information from the air. But 2 and 6 is here. It is showing a healthy, balanced relationship with others and with the world around you. That the setting of your personal boundaries, you have like this hair trigger that kind of goes off like a mouse trap. I love that. It came with demonstrations there, but Al's like, you know better. You know better. You know better, because that sets you off too, and you don't like that, because when you do, you expend massive amounts of power. Think about a fulcrum. Think about a catapult, okay? All that kinetic energy just goes zipping out of you. So let's get one of these. I forget who this is, this artist. Look at that. Oh. So it's showing like this bit of reluctance to ever become a part of the crowd or the party or the group or whatever, because it's feeling different inside. Maybe having felt down, or maybe you're someone who talks about meaningful things or serious matters, and, you know, doing the light, fluffy, zhuzhy stuff, you always felt out of place. Now they're saying it's not necessarily true about the people around you, okay? This new light that they're bringing you into, they're asking for you to give it a chance. Give it a chance. Look at that. Oh, all legs. Get ready, Sagittarius. Especially if you're showing up calendarically. This is going to be some holiday season fluff. They're like, bring out your finery and let it all hang out. They're talking about the muff puff, y'all. It's all red and black that's showing up. That's not all that's in this deck, but this is everything that's showing up for you. So I'm just going to screech it right on down there. And we're going to see how you're going to ease on down the road. And you're like the red road. Red rover will send love right over. Send love. Who is love? You. You are loved. You are the lover. Now that requires others, because to be loved, there needs to be an other, all right? And they're talking about this divine relationship with the world around you, with others. This isn't just a specific person. This is society itself. It's almost like relationships were askew. Like if there's a crack in the sidewalk, you step on the crack, you break your mama's back, that type of thing. There was this bit of a disconnect going on there, and it might be with your mother, because there's this bit of Six of Pips, the Six of Swords showing up here, but it's showing up as a bit of defensiveness, of like that other card that was showing up, of just kind of going ahead and crossing the road because like that dog seems threatening, so I'm just gonna get on over here. That person seems sketchy, so I'm just gonna get on over here. I'm gonna move on over here. You've been readjusting your whole life. Well, that had to have been, that's where Big Papa's like, give it up. Give it up, stay the course, walk down the center of the street. And the street, they mean the sidewalk. Go down the sidewalk. They're talking about don't be afraid of getting close to people, okay? And they're just talking socially, okay? And that's not so much the verbal, it's the physical, because I see the different mannerisms of the body. And that does put you in a place that begins to feel polarizing, and that might be jarring to your system. So we'll see what we can get a little bit of help. It might feel, this is how I felt most of my life, that I walk in looking like that. Can you imagine? And really, this is how you look. This is how it's coming across, okay? But it might feel a bit like this. So needing to adjust your perspective and bring it in. So let's get a little bit of the pearls of wisdom on that. Ooh, okay. Here he is, still at the bottom. So when I was cutting and shuffling and getting this deck ready before I turned the camera on, the dice, when they told me what's coming on in, the door to personal happiness showed up at every split in the center, not at the bottom, okay? When I would split it to go and shuffle, I would look, and it started out 7th chakra, door to personal happiness and healing and your potential. Then the next cut, it came in 6th chakra in on your potential, and then the door to personal happiness and healing in your right hand, in your actual. It's coming just like that. Just like that. Look at you sparkle and shine. They want this epiphany to come on in. The epiphany. The eye-opening realization moment. And that's why they're asking you to give up that fugly-muggly thing, the way that you see yourself, like you downplay your beauty, and that stepping over here and stepping over there because somehow you were told that who you are is wrong. They're talking about getting the center of who you are, and it's going to feel, oh, so good. Oh, so right. And not right versus wrong, like the sweet spot. Right, because it's yours. Accurate, okay? So we're going to get a little bit in on this. Get in on this about how can Taurus, how do we, Big Papa, get our friend right here, okay? Out the starting gate. Get our friend out the starting. Okay, they're all tied up. Okay. All right, so Metatron, let's loose our friend into the truth. Loose our friend into the truth. Loose their mind. Like that, free your mind and the rest will follow. Okay, 3rd chakra, Archangel Chamuel, and the door to spirit. So belly, breath, breathing. All right. Relaxing into your center space. Some of that is maybe, there's this, well, it's not odd, but it's called legs up the wall. That's a really good move if it feels comfortable to you. I do it often because it's talking about sitting too long, standing too long, wanting to turn your world into a different perspective. All right. When I was a girl and I used to take phone calls as a child, having to sit still was really rough, and people would want to chat and talk. And there I am, 10, 11, 12 or whatever. So I'd roll over onto the floor, and it was a big easy chair. And I would put my butt up against the chair. My legs would go into the seat. So they're talking about taking a break, taking a rest, putting your feet up some, saying you can still engage and you can still connect, and don't judge how it is that you connect. Okay. He's like, there's more. I'm like, okay, there's more. Apparently there is more, because we already see this is how much is coming in. So pardon me. If you want more than that, then stick around for the message. So let's just see. There's more. Okay, Chamuel. What is going on here, Spirit? What do you want to say about this big Jupiterian power coming in on our friend? Ooh, justice. All right. That's a bit you've been holding back and holding out, going, well, I want to see how this plays out. I want to see. I want to see. You want to see what you say? But you see how it's hiding your sun. That's all I can say. It keeps like this blasé feeling. It creates some melancholy, maybe even some mischief mind, and not necessarily your mind being mischief, but maybe even mischief around you. That when energies that are around us can see that we're kind of like dipping out on our space, it's like squatters. They're going to jump on in there. And then that has been creating quite a bit of drudgery for you, especially since Halloween. Especially since Halloween, and not because Halloween looks like this, y'all. They're just telling me that. Why are you putting that up there? You like, put that away from me. Okay, so then we have the Hierophant coming on in. Again, wanting some justice, but this is old justice. It's things that you're having to stand there and stand your ground, so therefore you can't go up the mountain. You're having to stand and garden. Ooh. Garden the foot of the mountain. That is not easy because it is full of rocks. They're talking about wanting to take you onto greener pastures. And you're going through this moment right now where it may feel isolating, but it's recalibrating you, because you're needing to discover what your center is, what your mind is, what your thoughts are. Not your thoughts in relation to this, not your thoughts in this experience of such and so. No, they're talking about your thoughts and you. Your perspective, your experience, not in relation to anything. That is what is going to mend. Let me dig down to the bottom. The hackles here. All right. You've been in these static charged environments, and that's what's going to happen. Oh my gosh, if you had somebody start to pull on your arm and you could begin to feel your elbow separate, your panic is going to go up, and it's going to look a lot like this. Well, the same with your gift and your intuition and yourself of having been like double visioned, separated from yourself. Well, that creates headaches, that creates stress, that creates great expenditure of energy. And Big Papa wants you to give all that up. To give up the misalignment. To give up the stale old justice of having to wait around in this nasty old garden and the rocks. When you have this, look at that. That's what they're bringing in. They're getting you away from that stagnation and getting you back into the flow. Look at Spirit whipping up in here like, poof, just like that. Just like that. Like those movies when we were kids and the wind would whip on in and show the change is about to occur. I would say when you feel that little bit of something, that little bit of sizzle that makes your hackles or the hairs on your neck want to go up, tell yourself it's good. It's all good. It's good stuff coming on in here. This is excitement and anticipation for the fortune that is coming into me, my personal happiness coming into me. It costs no one anything. It is yours. You already paid for it before you ever came to this planet. So inherit your divine gifts. All right, friend. I am glad you stopped by. I hope this helped. If it did, you could like, share, and subscribe down below. You could, which is free as always. And you could also comment or compliment, share your valuable wisdom with us, because see, I see how special you are. I'm glad you stopped by. I love you. Talk soon.